You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
What is up, punters and dribblers? Welcome back to another episode of Hello Sport. Home unqualified opinion and unwavering bias. Monday, May. It's May. We're in May. Another fantastic weekend. Just a great time to be alive. Every day is a gift. Every day is a blessing. And that is the way that I choose to enter into another week. Happy Mother's Day to all the mums out there. To all the mums out there. Except if you own a pet and you're trying to pass it off as like...
Mothers of humans.
Yes.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough.
But Mother's Day always delivers. You sneak out of the house early Sunday to go get flowers. Oh, look who's here. Your show's off. Can you come here? You got to come here and tell me. Punters and dribblers, young Evie Rose joins me today because she's got an earache. And we're back. Shout out to all the mums out there.
Shout out to the mums.
And the dads. But, you know.
Well, listen, off the back of Mother's Day, shout out to the mums.
Yes.
Dads have their turn.
Yeah.
September. Don't know the day.
Is it?
I think it's in September. So you got a chance to shine then, dads.
Yeah.
It's not all about the mothers forever.
No, it's not.
Although it sort of is.
Well, listen, it is and it isn't. But I don't think we should really be raising that maybe, you know, in the day after Mother's Day. We should
No, but I'm not saying that it's not deserved.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not deserved. Don't think for a second I'm saying that.
Okay, good. I'm just checking. Now, Toblo, can you just tell us if you can hear fucking Frozen 2 in the background as we talk?
Because I can hear it.
No, I can definitely hear it.
I don't think the mic's picking it up.
The mic's probably won't pick it up. It's probably a bit more of like a plane situation where we can hear it, they can't hear it.
Sure.
Young Evie Rose with an earache watching Frozen 2 in the background. Headphones on, sort of. So she's distracted, so she might hear some things, but like hopefully it just sort of, you know, it enters through osmosis rather than her actually like taking away with her, you know, the C-bomb or...
Well, listen, I think that she's engrossed in Frozen 2, Tom. We need not worry.
Yes.
That'd be my feeling.
No, that's mine as well. I echo your sentiments.
Good. Great to be here on a Monday.
Great to be here on a
Day
Monday.
that follows a Sunday.
It is.
Had a nice weekend, punters and dribblers. I'm fresh. I'm ready to rip. I'm ready to tear. Never been fresher.
Never been fresher.
Probably have been fresher.
I'm fresh,
But I'm
actually.
fresh.
I'm fresh.
I'm like fresh food people sort of stuff. I'm Woolworths.
Yep.
I'm working in the deli section right now.
The deli section. Yeah. Sea oil. Is deli fresh food? I thought that would be more of your produce. You
could get fresh stuff
lettuces and shit.
Well, your produce section.
I feel like it's the fresh food section of Woolworths to me.
Cheese and stuff's got to be relatively fresh, doesn't it?
But fresh is like the lettuce where they spray like mist all over it all day.
Yeah, I suppose that's fresh.
Crispy and shit.
So the Devon section, not that fresh.
Devon section, I don't think Devon's fresh.
You can get fresh Devon.
Well,
yeah, you can get fresh Devon.
Technically,
you can.
The
like
Devon
sometimes,
itself
like
is
you
fresh.
can tell if you've got new Devon or old Devon, 100%.
But
you
like,
can go, ooh, that Devon's old. That's been in the fridge for a while.
Yeah, but could you the Devon is freshly made, but the things that were used to make the freshly made Devon are potentially old.
Yeah, but it's been repackaged, so it's new.
So like if you were just to like re-gift a present, is that a new present?
It's like what they did in the financial crisis. And they took all those shit loans, and humped them together, and made them a new, fresh, hot AAA rated bond.
Yes, okay.
That's what Devon is.
That's what Devon is.
Once it becomes Devon, it's AAA.
Yeah, okay.
Make no mistake, Tom.
But if you were to try and live off of that, then at some point there will be like
Are you trying to tell me that the chickens will come home to roost?
Yeah.
Because not when it comes to Devon.
I think long-term consumption of Devon exclusively.
That's an assumption. You're making assumptions.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not backed up by science.
Well, I'd say they probably are.
Well, no, but again, assumptions. Probably is that sort of language.
Yeah.
It doesn't amount to much.
Well, it does. It amounts to the same on the other end. You saying that
I guarantee you there's someone out there that's been eating Devon and sauce sandwiches every day for their entire life, and that'd be probably the fittest cunt you've ever met.
No, I would disagree with that. And that, again, is an assumption on your part. I would say that they would do some really, really rank poos.
Why would you say that?
Because I don't know that Devon is, you don't
even know what
the food pyramid. No one does.
Anyway, I just wanted to shout out to Devon. I know that Devon would have pleased many mothers around the nation yesterday, and
pleased them.
Yeah.
Is Devon the guy that comes in and like works on the pool or like the sink?
No,
the
but you can be pleased with a meal.
I thought maybe like the town plumber was called like Devon, Devon something.
Devon Booker. He pleases people.
Well, he would. I don't know if Devon Booker's getting around the regional towns.
Do you think Devon pleases people, or is he
I'd say he's
too much man?
Too much Devon.
Too much Devon.
That's a log of Devon.
You can overeat Devon, and to try and swallow a whole log of Devon.
Ugh. Someone did send me a photo actually of Devon because I was like, "Where's the Devon?
Have you seen Devon?"
Not really. It's one of those ones where it could be an optical illusion on the pants. I'm not saying that Devon isn't who he is reported to be.
We got sent,
but I just haven't seen it.
You know how I saw that TikTok guy? Yeah. We got sent that.
Yeah, I know. 1 million people, I'm not even joking, 1 million, literally 1 million, sent us the video going, the first video that came up on TikTok after listening to us talk about it was that video.
Isn't that weird?
I mean, it's not weird anymore to me. Everyone's like, proof they're listening. I'm like, did you need any more proof?
I don't need proof.
I talk about the most obscure shit and then I'm advertised it on my Instagram. All the time. Cream that I use for my face, dude.
Working?
It is working. But I think I was overusing it and it was sending my face really red and then it was settling. So now I'm just trying to woo up.
You got to find the right balance.
Psoriasis is getting out of control a little bit. My eyelids started to get psoriasis. I'm like, this is becoming a little bit much now. Like, I'm cool.
Are you stressed?
I don't think so. I'm cool to be the psoriasis guy. Like, it's okay to be. I don't mind having it.
Do you want to? You could
preference. Obviously, I wouldn't. But like, if you start getting to my eyelids and shit, like, I am gonna start getting pissed off.
Would you think about being the face of psoriasis?
Psoriasis Australia, like the pin-up boy.
Yeah, the pin-up boy for psoriasis.
At the moment, I don't think that's a face you want to be. Like, my face is falling apart, or maybe that's what you need. You need something.
I think you need to be drowning in psoriasis to be the pin-up boy for psoriasis, potentially.
Right. Yeah,
as in, like, own it.
Free plug, Ed. This is not an ad. Bio First Manuka Skin Saver. Genuine natural remedies. So it's like Manuka honey in there and some shit. I haven't tasted it.
They've always got weird names. I think you could market that better. Magic Cream.
Yeah.
That sells at the market. Bio First Manuka honey, fucking whatever.
Yeah, but you need to seem legit. If you say Magic Cream.
Yeah, bruh. That's legit. Magic Cream with magic healing properties. Yeah, boom.
Yeah.
Would it be TGA approved? Probably not. Not with that name.
I bet you it's not TGA approved.
But it doesn't matter. Magic Cream.
TGA won't approve you unless you're a bloody, big farmer.
Big farmer. You doctor your data.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway.
That's that. Dave wigging out over there.
Yeah. Lefty wig out.
Yeah, wigging out.
Who am I?
In the face of evidence.
Who am I?
Oh, no, regulation's important.
Where am I? Where am I?
State facts.
Anyway, I had a lovely weekend and I'm fresh.
Yeah. Well, dude, you know what? The only real drinking I did, and it was all after the fact, was the Friday night stream with Timmy and the Roo, which was just a shitload of fun.
Great fun. Shout out to the boys. Big Roo's halftime trivia was sensational. Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Glorious. I actually went back and watched it the next day because I enjoyed it so thoroughly.
Oh, well, look, it was good. It paid the appropriate amount of respect to Titanic trivia.
Yeah. Listen, if you like dribble and yarn, which we all know you do, but you also like nerding out on rugby league, that's the stream for you. When the four of us together, something special happens.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we call it the rugby league nerd out.
Yeah, the nerd out with Timmy and Guru.
We'll be doing more of them.
Yeah, we're
nerding out.
More. Nerding out with the boys. Now, we'll get to rugby league soon, but I do just want to get to something that's in the newspaper.
Well, listen,
today.
we're in the paper.
Now, fuck, dude. It's embarrassing when you just find yourself in the
paper.
We're
not just in the paper, though. Because we've got a bit of celeb about us now, they've got us in the confidential section.
Yeah, we're in the confidential section. So, listen, we've found ourselves quoted in the back pages of the Sydney Morning, of the Daily Telegraph, the Men's Women's Weekly, on a few occasions. But the confidential section
We've never been in the confidentials.
Well, the confidential section is when you know that you are doing something right.
Yep.
So, just to give
You've arrived as a Probably an F-lister of note.
Yes, an F-lister of some note, just to give people an idea of some of the things that are going on in Confidential today. Teen modelled on mum. TV star's daughter follows in her footsteps down catwalk. And that's about a Real Housewives of Sydney star giving her daughter a blessing to...
This is where we belong.
This is where we belong.
These are the waters in which we now swim.
We like to swim.
Yeah.
The next one, from school drama to interplanetary adventure. If Josh Houston's frequent flyer points were stalled during Australia's COVID-prompted border closures, they're certainly getting a run now.
Yep.
Kid from Heartbreak High doing big things on the big stage. Well, who's sitting next to them? Tom and Eddie inspiring the goers. Now, we haven't read this yet. We saw it.
No, we haven't. Also, I think worth noting, and this will come up on the YouTube, where we're sitting right up against the border of the page. You know what I mean? We've been given a slither.
We were told we were going to be front page or back page. They've basically just squeezed us in.
Yeah. I mean, thin as a pencil, basically, down the left-hand side of the page. But are we on the confidential pages next to people that Tom just mentioned who I've already forgotten? Yeah, yes. We are.
Yeah, we are. People that we've never heard of. Well, that's exactly what we are. We are now. When you look at Confidential, you are usually going, this is a page or 2 pages dedicated to people I've never heard of.
Yep.
There'll be plenty of people out there today going, who are those 2 guys? Now,
I think they could use a better photo. I think there was funnier photos.
Well, there was funnier photos. They've kind of got us both with our toes going in as well. We look a bit pigeon-toed.
Well, we look pigeon-toed.
We're in our full marathon regalia. Now, why are we in the Confidential punters and dribblers? We've said this the last couple of episodes, but we are now marathon coaches, ambassadors for the Sydney Marathon, September 17. If you go to sydneymarathon.com, you will be able to join the Goers Run Club. A lot of things that come with joining the Goers Run Club. Firstly, if you use the promo code Dribbler, you're getting 20% discount on sign up, which is great. But also, there's going to be an after party that we're all going to be going to.
At the Ivy.
And
we're going to rip in.
We're going to rip and we're going to tear. We're going to rip, we're going to tear. There's a couple of bits of merch that you're going to be able to get. There's a run day where we're going to go and do a group run train at Centennial Park.
If you message Tobler, Turbo, once you sign up and you can prove it, you email Tobler at turbo@hellosport.com.au. He's going to give you a program.
Yep.
Hand designed by Tom and I. There's also going to be a Churchillian speech in the morning. Call it 5:45-ish, where we just get you fucking fired up for the run of your life. Maybe at checkpoints throughout the race. Definitely be at the finish line after the race, just for a shoulder to cry on.
Yeah.
And then again, as Tom put it, we're going to be ripping and a tearing at the Ivy. That's all ahead of you if you join the Goers Run Club. Very easy to do so. sydneymarathon.com. Now, when you fill out the form, punters and dribblers. Now, I don't know how many times I need to say this to the punter and the dribbler. I know you're slow.
Yeah.
I know you're slow, the lot of you, and that's fine. But I don't want to keep saying it. When you're filling out the form, there will be a teams section in the form. It'll say, do you want to join a team? You can say, nah, brah. You can say, yeah, brah, I want to start my own team. Or, yeah, brah, I want to join a team. Then you type in Goers Run Club or Hello Sport Goers Run Club. Either. It's going to come up both times. And then you click on it. Crazy, I know.
It's so easy.
But I know that's wild.
Well, listen, the amount of DMs...
I know it's overwhelming. I know it's overwhelming for people. I get that. I get it's overwhelming, but just keep trying. Yeah. Try as you might.
The amount of DMs we're getting asking us, how am I joining the team? It has come as a shock because of how easy it is, but that's okay.
That's fine. Now, if you've already joined a team, you can log into your portal. You would have made a username and a password. You can log in and you can change your team in there.
Bail from that loser team you're in.
Fuck that beta team off and join the Goers Run Club, the greatest run club of all.
We get to the article. Again, the picture is... If you're watching on the YouTube, you will see the picture and all that sort of shit. Tom and Eddie inspiring the goers. After completing the Sydney Marathon in 2022, I'm glad we're still dining out on it, lovable larrikins Tom and Eddie from the highly popular Hello Sport podcast are taking a shot at coaching and inspiring others to follow in their footsteps in this year's run. After we did it last year, a heap of our audience spoke to us generally about wanting to have a crack at it, Tom Birmingham said. So we've turned our hand to coaching the Hello Sport Goers Run Club. I don't remember even saying that. Because we've got a saying in the Hello Sport universe, surround yourself with goers, you too shall go, Eddie Simpson added. Having become good mates at Chelsea University in Bathurst, the duo decided to take on podcasting to have since trailblazed Eddie.
Trailblaze?
We've trailblazed their way to becoming trailblazed their way to the top, becoming one of the country's most well-regarded sports pods. This year's Sydney Marathon will be held, and then it's just September 17 Marathon. Getting a new track does away with the troublesome cobblestones and wooden boardwalks. Now,
So one of the great articles of all time.
that is a phenomenal read. That wasn't just a snapshot, that's the whole thing.
That's the whole thing. Sydney Confidential. What page, Tom?
We are at page 17 in the showbiz
That sounds about right.
section.
That sounds about right. It's page 17 of the showbiz section, just about right.
Yeah. Oh, that photo is
Show me.
fucking good. Oh, that's good stuff.
Sydney Confidential with Jonathan Moran, Carly Rutherford, and Michaela Wilkes. Wow. That is incredible. That's the 120 best words in the paper, Tom.
Yeah. Shout out to Jeremy.
Comfortably.
Is that, they say the photographer Jeremy who came in?
Jeremy Piper.
First thing Jeremy said to us was that there was a siege at Condell Park happening as he was taking photos, and basically he needed to get the fuck out of here. So we got into our work pretty quick.
Yep.
He needed to get out to a siege at Condell, which I understand. Surely, I mean, look, there was a part of us that thought that maybe we were a little bit more important than a Condell Park siege, but that could be, we could have been misguided in that.
We could have been. Geez, we look good.
Yeah, we do.
We look good.
One thing that I'm not disappointed in is how we look. I mean, I'm not disappointed in anything, but when you see
No,
that,
listen,
you go,
I'm not. Listen. Monday, May 15th, 2023.
we made
That'll
it.
live on in the history books of this podcast, the day we made it finally into Sydney Confidential. Congratulations to all of us, but particularly
Mainly us.
Tom and I, because
Yeah.
we're the only ones in there, and some Houston guy who might have been in a relatively popular show, Heartbreak High.
Yeah, I think he's doing
I'm pretty
well.
sure he dated someone really hot as well.
I think
I think he's
anyone
got-
dating him is dating
I think
someone
he's
really
got runs
hot.
on the board, that guy. I think that guy has runs on the board.
Well, they're talking about him auditioning for like a Dune prequel.
Sure.
Kid's doing all right.
Listen. And was his article bigger than ours? Yeah.
Sure.
Did he have a bigger photo than us?
Yeah.
Sure.
Could you
was
tell
he in
who
a
he
better
was?
spot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the point. We're next to him. He's got 712,000 Instagram followers. The guy's a big deal. He's
Yeah.
going to be in June too. And
Yeah.
who's saddled up next to him?
Yeah, us. Cut the
We
goals.
are. Dressed to the nine in our Marathon Man regalia.
So, look, it's a congratulations to us because we're in Sydney Confidential on Monday, 17th of May, 2023, that we're in Sydney Confidential. But you know what? By us being in Sydney Confidential,
We're all in there.
We're all in the Sydney Confidential.
We've made it. You can go home and tell your wife, tell your girlfriend, tell your brother, your
Boyfriend,
sister, your
your
boyfriend,
lover.
your mother, your father, your grandmother that you made it today into Sydney
Yeah.
Confidential. So congratulations to you. And I think it's a nice time to circle over to our friend Tobler of Goes for Arsenal fame, of lost 3-0 to fucking Brighton overnight fame.
Of wears really loosely fitting bootcut jeans.
Of made an interesting purchase decision last week in regards to 2 pairs of jeans he bought.
Yeah.
Now, what do they get out of 10? 1. And that's fine.
That's they're
Like,
awful.
if you want to wear 1 jeans, that's cool.
They're awful jeans, objectively. There's no, it's not like
There's no beating around the bush.
Anyone looks at him and goes, no, the jeans are bad, objectively awful jeans, 1 out of 10 sort of stuff. But so bad that he was like, he spent a shitload of money. I don't spend that sort of money on jeans.
Too much money.
I don't spend money on jeans. Like, as in my jeans are not that expensive. And he's got 2 big old saggy bootcut
Yeah.
monsters.
Mate, you wait for the jeans to come on sale on Iconic.
Or just go into a fucking, like a cotton on H&M and get them for like $80
There
max.
you go. He spent crazy money.
He spent in the hundreds.
Almost to the point where I'm like, are we paying you too much?
Yeah, dude. That is.
You must be rolling it.
That is too much money to be spending on 2 pairs of
What?
jeans that I hope I never see you in again.
No, it was an investment. 'cause
No,
I thought
no,
that
reeks of a
Levi
pay cut.
501s are meant to last you the rest of your life.
Reeks of pay cut.
Yeah, that does
Now,
it reeks.
Tommy Tobler is running 20Ks this weekend, 21 and a bit.
Half marathon.
Half Mazza. Talk to me.
Yes. Have no idea what to expect. I have no
Expect
idea.
pain.
how
No,
to
you
feel.
expect to not enjoy it.
I know. My preparation, obviously, I don't think has been the greatest, but I've got that 15Ks under the belt, which I'm grateful for.
And
so
how
I
were you
think-
in that 15K? Were you fucked at the end of it?
No, I wasn't fucked. I was all right. Like, obviously, I was sore and shit, but I wasn't like proper gassed after that 15.
What's your gel? What's your you got a race plan? You got gels? You got
Don't have any gels yet. Haven't really had a chance to test them before, and so I'm a bit scared. Like I don't want to shit myself.
You won't shit yourself. Have one gel. Get some salt tablets because you will cramp.
Yeah. I think jelly beans. So I'm running with
You're
my
not going to
uncle.
cramp after 20.
I cramped after 19 kilometers.
Did you cramp after 15?
Nah.
Nah, you'd be right.
Well, I didn't cramp
It's
after
only
15.
half. Half's a
But
piece of piss.
but if you start cramping, dude,
whatever.
did you cramp in the marathon at all?
No.
Did you not cramp at all?
Nah, of course I did.
Yeah, like when you start cramping,
Cramped at about 30.
yeah, but like it fucks you. So you just need to I didn't even have any. Like I did not even think about cramp when I ran. So when I started cramping, was completely unprepared, and I was like, oh fuck. And then this woman, thankfully, stopped and gave me some salt tabs. And then Josh was like, you're fucked from here. Basically, you're gonna be cramping all day. So if you do it, like if he starts cramping at 19, he's got 2 to go. Like that's not ideal.
Yeah, but don't be soft.
I'm saying
a
just
winner.
take some fucking salt tablets. That's what the runners do, dude.
I'll grab some.
Yeah,
I don't know
just
if I
Have you
should
got
invest in
gels
a
or not?
Camel pack.
You got gels?
Nah, not
Camel
yet.
pack. You don't need a camel pack.
Well, yeah, I've got no idea.
You got a camel pack.
No,
I
there's
don't know
no.
what
There's,
a
there's
noob,
aid,
dude.
there's
I
aid
just get really
stations.
What a
thirsty.
noob.
There's aid stations every 2Ks.
Dude,
Dude.
don't
Okay,
get a
sweet.
camelback, dude. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, fat noob stuff.
Dude, that's serious noob shit. No, how much water are you going to drink? Like,
I
you're
don't
not
know, I'm a thirsty
smashing
boy.
fucking
You
liters of
don't-
water.
you-
I sweat a lot as well.
Who gives a fuck?
It's
Just
winter.
need to replenish. Yeah, it's gonna be cold on
you
Sunday
replenish
as
at the
well.
aid stations. Camelback. You'll drink too much if you. What's going to be in your camelback? Chocolate milk? What are we doing?
That's actually not a bad shit.
No, you'll over hydrate, mate.
Yeah.
Where are you doing? Is it the Sydney one?
Yeah, the Sydney one.
Sydney half.
Yeah, around the city.
Document it, please.
Where
Yeah,
at?
absolutely. I think it's a similar track to like the.
Well, it
full
wouldn't be.
marathon.
It wouldn't be similar to ours because we did a full.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously. It's,
So it's obviously double the
50%.
distance.
At best,
so
it would be
it's not as
50%.
good as the feat that you guys put.
Well, no,
off,
it's not.
but it's halfway there.
Well,
it's a step in the right
You got to
direction.
finish it for it to be halfway.
Well,
in the right
listen.
direction.
You could say from a distance perspective, it's halfway there. I can guarantee you haven't run one. It's considerably more than half.
Yes. Even
The
though
race, so people that run marathons, and I've run one,
Yeah.
we all say that the race only starts after halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So once you've run a half marathon, that's when the race starts.
So I'm technically not even running.
You're not even
and
doing
then,
anything.
Sunday.
and then it really doesn't start until
Till
like
30.
the 35th K.
Yeah.
That's when it
Yeah,
really
okay.
starts.
That's when you're like, oh shit, I'm running a marathon today.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even.
And I'm
know
in the thick of it, and I've got 7 Ks to go, and I'm about to collapse.
Yeah.
But once you've run it, punters and dribblers, just to round out this segment, once you've run one, you can give shit to people for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Which is what I do.
Shout out to
And
Ollie
maybe-
Archibald, who has never run a marathon.
And think about this. If you run one, there's a seriously good chance, I would say like at least 90% plus chance that you'll end up in Sydney Confidential. Because we did.
We did, and we're in Sydney Confidential.
So we ran one, and now we're in Sydney Confidential. So think about that.
Just let that sink in. Ollie Archibald have never run a marathon before.
No.
Never.
Never.
And he's like a fit guy.
No, he's a fit guy.
Oh, I'm tall and I'm broad-shouldered and fit.
And hot.
Hot.
Yeah.
Not that hot
We're not hot enough to run a
to run a
marathon.
marathon.
Yep.
Like
He is doing one.
Well,
but he might
was
not
he
finish
doing one? Is he? Well, he isn't doing one until he finishes the finish line.
Yeah, that's true.
Crosses the finish
That's a
line.
great point. So, Ollie,
We're all doing a marathon until the marathon comes, and then you don't do it. Punters and Dribblers, we are brought to you by Neds.
Ned.
Number one betting platform on planet Earth. That is an objective opinion held by myself and Edward Simpson sitting to my right. Now, we have a private betting group within the Neds app. It's an About Even betting group. About Even is the number one betting show on planet Earth, the show that we also host. The secret password is Dribbler if you want to join in.
It's not open sesame, although I can see how that would be confusing.
Yes.
The secret password is Dribbler to join the group. Come in for a bit of a giggle, bit of a yarn, share your tips, share your bets.
If you watch About Even, number one betting show on planet Earth, you would have heard me pick Bradman Best for a double on the weekend. Only person in the history of humanity to do so, and everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, people are whispering about it for sure. People are talking about it at the water coolers. Yeah. Obviously, shout out to Timmy from SC Playbook for short balling us to Scotty Sorensen, first try scorer as the Panthers humped the Roosters. That was paying 34s, punters and dribblers, $34 dues.
On Neds.
It's just, it buys you a nice dinner, you know what I mean?
it does.
It's as simple as that. It buys you a nice
Lobsters.
dinner. Lobsters,
Caviar,
prawns,
prawns.
oysters, 12 of them. But you
Champers.
could think about 24 if you wanted with a 34 fill up. Champagne, Verve, obviously, just the niceties, the nice stuff. Shout out to Scotty Sorensen and shout out to Ned.
Shout out to Neds, but obviously punters and dribblers, we like to have a bit of fun. We like to have a laugh, but please, if you are going to have a punt, gamble responsibly. You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website. Punters and dribblers, before we get into the rugby league, we're back doing All Talk with SEN this week. You. Kicking it off with the fucking greatest offie of all time, Nathan Gaz Lyon, who came in last week for a yarn. Great man. We did face him in the Hello Sport nets.
I'm a huge fan of Nathan's work.
Yep.
Just an objectively glorious man.
Glorious. Nice knockabout fella.
A real charmer.
Yep.
A real Australian. You know what I mean? You looked at him and you just thought, God, that guy's Australian.
Thick hands.
Thick hands.
Which you need because obviously you're bowling all the time.
When you shook his hand, you knew that man ripped fucking kookaburras for the nation and dukes.
Well, kookaburras would be terrified of those hands.
Seriously. Like, he's murdered kookaburras.
Yep.
And that might sound awful.
Well, get off our backs, Peter, before you know what I mean? Like,
we're talking about like 6
wait
stitches.
for context here, Peter.
We're waiting for 6 stitches. Peter, chill
Calm the
out.
fuck down.
Sit back down, Peter. Sit back down. He didn't murder kookaburra birds, although he could.
With those hands, he could.
Yeah. He's murdered 6 stitches.
Snap their necks and shit.
But a great yarn. Had a great yarn. He had a bit to say.
He did have a bit to say.
He had a bit to say.
He did have a bit to say.
Let me say that.
Hey, let me say he had a bit to say.
Let me say he had a bit to say.
No, let me say
Okay, you want to say it?
he had a bit to say.
Okay, you say it.
Now, that's going to be on SEN tomorrow night. I think it's at 8 p.m. Forgive me if I've fucked up the time there. And then the full potty will be out later in the week for Hello Sport, and it'll be on YouTube and on our podcast Chanel.
It'll be out Sunday night.
Chanel number
So
5.
if you remember from last year, punters and dribblers, if you can remember back that far, we would release our SEN interviews on Sunday night at like 6 p.m. That's what's going to be happening again. Sunday night, 6 p.m. If you want to sort of quell your anxiety,
Rugby league's just finished for the weekend. You're like, what the fuck do I do now?
you put on Gaz and us.
I don't want to go and watch 60 minutes and hear all the fucking way the world's falling apart.
That's right. Order yourself Chinese, put Gazza on, and have a Maz.
Yeah. A Maz with Gaz. Gaz is promoting Goated. Now, that's this new platform that he's launched, which is basically where you sign up. It's like a subscription-based thing where you sign up and you get all of this content basically for your favourite players. Now, it's launching with him first, and they're bringing on a host of other talent.
Smorgasbord.
You get if you become a member, there's like access to exclusive events, signed limited merch, digital collectibles, but exclusive content. So as he says in the podcast, he sits down with his batting coach, his bowling coach, his sports psych, talking through all of these different things. Headingley, for example.
Yep.
Headingley.
Yep.
Heard of it? Remember it?
Bit of an elephant in the room there.
Yeah, sports psychs everywhere were fucking licking their lips when they saw that up and going, we've got some damaged cricketers we need to help.
That's right.
So goes through a bunch of shit there. There's over 100
A bowling masterclass.
Yeah.
Imagine getting the greatest offer Australia's ever produced, showing you how to take wickets for the nation. Not a bad sign-up offer.
It seems like it's going to be a great thing for obviously if it's for you, right? You go in there, but it's also a great gift for someone who if it's your fucking
Someone you love. For someone you love.
Siblings. Someone who really wants to, get stuck in and binge on the GOAT. And so you go to goatedverse.com. .au?
Just .com. Go
So
to
GOATD verse.com. There may be a couple of giveaways that we might be able to give. We may be able to give some free sign-ups away as well at some point. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But we're back with SEN, motherfuckers. Tuesday night. Now, bit of rugby league, punters and dribblers.
Brought to you by our good friends at KO.
All games on KO. You would have missed a few on the weekend, and by a few I mean 8. No, not 8.
You would have missed 5.
You would have missed 5.
You would have missed 5 games of rugby league football, which in this day and age, punters and dribblers, is completely and utterly unacceptable.
Yes.
You're not allowed to miss games, and if you do, you need to be able to watch them back quickly, like the KO Mini.
Yeah.
You can't do that anywhere else. It's as simple as that. I'm not making it up.
No.
Thank you to KO.
Now, I just got a quick question, and I know that we've got a couple of things on the board that we want to
We've
run
got a few.
through. I just want to ask you a question.
Yep.
Do you think that the subsequent pile-on by the media on the Sydney City Roosters has come off the back of us basically bringing it to everyone's attention that unless they have, like an immortal or a few immortals,
Yep.
they don't win?
Well, I think it's further evidence, as if we needed any more, Tom, that you and I are visionaries and almost elite in our field.
And almost the tastemakers of rugby league.
We're tastemakers. We're trendsetters, to use a fashion term. Shout out to Fashion Week in Sydney this week. Very exciting time for all of us.
Yep.
Listen, Tom, we recognised, I'd say a month ago probably, that the Roosters are an objectively bad rugby league side if they don't have an immortal or an immortal in waiting playing for them. That's as simple as that. Now, combined with the fact that Suoliti seems to have forgotten how to play rugby league at an elite level since signing with the rugby union code at the start of the season, or close to the start of the season, almost as if he's caught a bad case of the unions. And
the Roosters.
All the Roosters, depending on how you want to look at it, he's not going as well as he probably would have liked.
Do you know what I like though about the Roosters?
There's a particular state captain, Tom, who's probably not paying his best footy.
No, he's being picked on form. Picked on reputation for Origin, not for form. But what I like about the Roosters is they go and sign a 17, 18-year-old highly touted schoolboy football player in Sam Walker, who at time of signing weighed no more than 16 to 17 kilos.
Well, he looked a little bit like a year 10, year 11 Edward Simpson.
Yeah.
Skin and bones.
Wiry, small. Yep. Could have been a toy. Could have been a rugby league, like a toy.
I've got on good authority 65 kilos dripping wet, Tom.
Yeah, soaked to the bone. Now, what I like about the Roosters, they sign a young child, basically, throw him into the cauldron of first-grade rugby league football, and basically go...
Because if my memory serves... He was feeling when they first signed him. He played like close to a full season as a pup.
He got rookie
because
of the year.
Someone was ruled out. Someone was injured. Kiri was injured that year.
Yeah.
So who was playing sixth then? Drew,
maybe Lockie. There was a Lockie Lamb or someone.
Yeah, there was a Lamb.
There was a couple.
There was a Lamb kid running around.
There was a Lamb, but the Roosters, and you saw this with Kyle Flanagan as well. Slightly different situation, but not too dissimilar. They're like, hey, kid, despite the fact that you've got like established representative stars all around you, win us a comp or we're going to fuck you off. Be generational immediately or fuck off.
It is
like, let's not blame Luke Keary or James Tedesco or anyone else in that side for the fact that we're shit.
Yep.
We're going to fucking send you back to the shitters and get rid of you.
Yep. And put a guy in there at 6 who's not a 6.
Well, we'll put a fullback in there at 6, or centre fullback at 6.
A centre fullback at 6, and see how he goes. What's interesting as well, Tom, I think worth raising, and I've heard this said elsewhere, but obviously because we were first to market, it's basically what you and I said. Keary seems to be immune from any sort of criticism.
I think the Roo maybe even brought. Was it Roo and Timmy were bringing that up on?
And Roo makes a terrific point on the world-acclaimed Nerd Out live stream Friday night. Thanks to SEN. If you missed it, you're a loser. He was like, why doesn't Keary get any attention? And he makes a fucking reasonable point.
He does.
3-time premiership winner Luke Keary, supposed to be, you would say...
The man?
He's the man. He's the man in the side. And I'm not seeing a lot of man out of him.
No. I'm seeing very little man.
I'm not seeing enough man. That's for damn sure. I'm not seeing like Devin Booker levels of man.
No.
You know what I mean?
I just wanted to get this article from Buzz Rothfield because this is because obviously Buzz clearly, biting on our thoughts. The Sydney Roosters are the most pampered team in the NRL. You walk into their new centre of excellence and the entrance could be mistaken for a 6-star hotel or Qantas first-class lounge.
Oh, wow.
A stunning reception desk crafted from imported marble, fresh flowers adorn the marble bench top,
Fresh flowers.
as opposed to what, rotten flowers? I don't know exactly. Like, that's not necessarily pampered.
Well,
but
as opposed to no
fake
flowers.
or fake flowers, maybe. A state-of-the-art gym, lecture theatre. Now, is that lecture as in like, are you getting like TED Talks in there, or is that just like where they have coaching?
I think a lecture theatre is almost like a small auditorium.
Yeah. Kitchen and dining area.
Kitchen, no way.
Games
Kitchen.
room. A kitchen, dude. A sauna. Recovery pools. Pampered.
Absolutely pampered.
There are a
The
bunch
kitchen, I think, is probably...
Well, listen, dude.
that takes the cake.
I don't think it's the kitchen so much as it's the Michelin star chef that works in the kitchen. You know what I mean? Like, they do seem like spoiled brats, you know? Just spoiled kids who get everything they want and then they don't play good footy. Like, it's all good, well and good having a Michelin star hatted chef restaurant in your sort of facility.
Is this a silk sheets type situation?
Silk, I mean,
silk pajamas?
Is there something? Is there a fabric better than silk? Do the Roosters play in silk?
Put the silks on, boys.
Do they play in silk? Are their jerseys made of silk?
Would you be shocked if they were?
No, it wouldn't.
I wouldn't be. Some sort of hardy silk.
Yeah, they all get drivers to and from the club. Obviously, you know, I believe they're Rolls Royces picking them up to and from their house.
Well, they've got, yeah. That's exactly what they do. Picked up, dropped off, private massages, private chefs.
Now, those massages, do they involve happy endings? Because that seems like something that a decadent club would do.
Well, I think, Tom, that if you're rich,
You get wristies.
you can get the option for a wristy if you want it. Rich people, when they get massages, and I've just heard this on the grapevines.
Well, we're not rich people, so it's okay.
I'm talking serious wealth here, punters and dribblers. You got to be worth half
Roosters
a bag.
wealth.
You got to be a Billy, a Trilly. You've got the option to get jacked off or
Sucked off.
if you so want to.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. I don't know. It's all alleged. I can't be sure.
But that's what it seems like to be the case at a club like the Roosters, where it's like they don't work for anything anymore. They
Mate,
might have grown up grinding, but now you're getting sucked every morning.
If you've got sucked and rubs, on a platter, a silver one,
Yes.
you're not going to play good, hard, tough, honest rugby league football because
No.
you know you're getting sucked whenever you want.
But also, you know, like how valuable is a Michelin star restaurant chef to what you should be? Like, do I need to have some digestation?
No, you should be eating pasta out of a bucket.
Yeah, do I need some really brasserie style
No,
meats?
brasserie style.
Ox tongue and
this-
shit?
No. Ox tongue doesn't get you rugby league championships rings.
No.
It's eating pasta out of a bucket in the back of a demountable. That's
Yeah.
where Manly won their fucking premierships.
Devon logs.
Devon. I guarantee ya, the boys out of Penrith are shelving Devon.
Yes.
And winning. Michelin star hatted restaurant chefs serving up fucking quail eggs and shit.
No, dude.
That's not going to get the job done.
Quail eggs will never get the job done in a sporting sense.
It's just not going to happen.
No.
That's not rugby
You don't
league.
need red wine jus on everything.
No, you don't. If you're pampered, right, to that level, getting your nails did before the game.
Yeah, they do. They get the mani and the petty. They get their hair blown.
Get your sacks waxed.
Yeah.
It doesn't amount to anything. And I think what we're seeing is a club that had great success with an immortal there, or at least very close to an immortal in Cooper
Yeah.
Cronk. And then you just think that they're a piece of piss. You think, oh, winning comps is as easy as the blowjobs I get every time I ask for them.
Yeah. No, the Roosters have never won a tough season ever. Like
Never.
they've never gritted out a comp.
And when it got gritty, they lost.
Yeah.
When it got gritty, they lose or they lost. I mean, they lost Mitchell Pearce, who you all like to shit on, and you came almost dead last after the dog stuff, and he got kicked out for 11 weeks. I think they came second last that season. Oh, Mitch can't play, so we're just going to roll over and basically cop it.
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing right now this season. We're seeing a club that's done some things, seen some things, but is given some things,
Yeah.
roll over and present.
Like, Yeah, basically with the side that they have, they should win the comp, and they won't, and they're a disgrace.
So people might be sitting there saying, "You're just deflecting. You're deflecting." We're not deflecting.
Not deflecting.
I give you the hot tip. If Tom and I had the Roosters side at our disposal as Manly fans, don't you think I'd be a little bit critical?
Yeah.
Don't you honestly think I'd be a little bit critical? I know that people was probably sitting there saying I'm trying to deflect. I'm not trying to deflect. What I'm saying is, if we had that side, I'd be very critical. And it's my job to call it as I see it.
Yeah.
And I see a side getting oversucked, and it's translating on the field.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what we're saying, and that's what it is. That's the nature
You
of the
haven't had to
beast.
work for your sucks, Roosters.
The Roosters are a fair weather football side.
Fair weather as fuck. And it's as simple as that. And
We need to have the best team ever assembled and nothing standing in our way.
Yep. Unless we have a side like, 2000 Broncos, basically just like a kangaroo side, we can't win.
We can't do it.
Simple as that.
And that's tough for you Roosters fans who just don't know, it's not in
So-
your DNA to do it tough.
No, you don't know how to do it tough. And it's not fine. It is what it is.
Like the players.
Yep.
You're
No,
all great,
love the play.
Great guys.
Always love the players. Still do. Shout out Angus Crichton, one of the greats.
Yeah.
Connor Watson, great bloke.
Yeah.
Terrific bloke.
Cheese.
Don't get me started on him. Great people, great players. It's just a club thing, culture thing.
Yeah, but it's all Sam Walker's fault. So now we move on, Edward, after blaming Sam Walker.
Can I say something, Tom?
Yep.
I just need to be honest with the punter and with the dribbler.
Okay,
Really honest.
be honest.
Sunday, 4 p.m., a.k.a. yesterday, was a frustrating 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was 2 hours of pure, unadulterated frustration.
Can I be honest? I turned it off.
Did ya?
Yep. I just kept. I went and had.
You turned it off?
I went and had Mother's Day dinner.
Right, well,
And
there was things to do, yeah.
well, listen, it was a dinner I could have had the phone on at.
It was...
Went with Street and Carly, babies. And I said, you know what, dude? The writing was on the wall. I was seeing what was happening. I was just like, I'd prefer to be pleasantly surprised if things started going my way than to watch them not go my way.
It was a horrific start.
Yep.
We couldn't get out of our own end.
Nope.
We were pretty intent on making some defensive blunders and a healthy amount of errors.
Yep.
We were pretty intent on that sort of approach to the game. We showed a lot of guts in the second half. I think we probably had 15, 20, maybe 25 sets attacking their line before we scored a try. Good to see us get over in the end. Quick hands from Burbo out to Garrick. Good stuff. Loved it. We had a lot of footy in the second half, and I dared to dream. I thought we might be on here, boys. We could be on. Do you believe in miracle sort of stuff? Now, did Brad Parker decide to not give it to Ruben Garrick, who could have streaked down the sideline to give me 2 tries in my about even bet? Sure, but it's not about that.
No.
And I forgive Brad. Brad can do no wrong in my eyes. It would have been nice if he gave it. Would have been cool if he
would have
gave
been
it.
nice.
Would have been sweet if he gave it. I wouldn't have cared if he gave it. I would have been happy if he gave it. He didn't give it. That's fine. I move on. Croker scores a try. Gets us into there with a bit of a fucking sniff.
How'd you feel seeing Tommy get burnt by Nicola?
Can I ask you something, Tom? Can I just bring something
You're
up?
going to return my question with a question?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I'm going to counter a question with a question.
Sure.
Obviously not state that Turbo gets burnt by Nicola. But why is he defending on the wing? Why was Turbo on the wing?
Look, I don't know.
Does that strike you as odd? Strikes me as odd. Don't think I've ever seen him defend on the wing.
Was it an intentional thing? Was it just is it because he's fucking injured and we're just like being forced to make him play rugby league when it doesn't seem like he's up to it?
It just seems strange to me that the fullback, bloke who, generally speaking, at the back.
I want to say this
Defending on the
firstly.
wing.
I love Turbo and I feel for Turbo and I hope that I'm sure he's feeling the pressure of this situation at the moment. And it's not meant to seem like a pile-on or anything, but he's either not fit or he's not mentally fucking prepared, like not prepared, but like mentally there to play, right? Like if he's struggling to just flick the switch and just go, fuck it, I've got to try and unload this thing. Like it's just like I don't understand what happens from here. Is this or is the injury now that this is the new Turbo? He's not as quick. He's not as damaging. Also, though, on a completely now to suck Turbo in the same rant. His fucking stats. Can you just get his stats up? He ran for 197 meters. Like, I tell you what I want to do, and it probably won't be for this podcast. Maybe I'll do it on About Even. But I just want to compare Turbo's stats from the weekend across the board with every fullback in the fucking game. 191 run meters, 41 post contacts. Not that good. Well, it's not that bad. It's
not that bad.
It's not that good.
It's no. What it is.
Tackle breaks 1, not amazing. Dummy half runs under offloads to
tackles made 7, missed 3. That's not the point. We can look at stats until the.
What about his like try assists and shit? Handling errors, a couple of handling errors is not.
He didn't have any try assists.
No. Sorry, line break assists. Anything, any assists of any note. Okay, so look, the meters were good,
but how do we want to look at it? Right? Do we want to look at it, just look at the paper and just go, oh, yeah, great meters? That's not really the fucking point, right?
No, it's not.
The point is, Tom Trbojevic, who we know has a ceiling higher than anyone else's in the game, arguably anyone else's in the history of the game, if you want to go at his absolute damaging best, am I a little biased? Sure.
No.
But there's nothing wrong with a little hyperbole. He isn't playing to his ability right now. He's playing within himself. I don't know if that's PTSD, Tom, which it could be, or Knowlesy's getting him to like move a different way, and that's translating in a lack of speed.
I'm starting to think Knowlesy might have been a sleeper for one of these other clubs.
I don't know what it is. All I know is Tommy doesn't look himself. And it's as simple as that. Now, he was running the footy. He was hitting it up well. Like, he was going in there, early tackles, late tackles in the set.
You just can't get burnt by Bruton Nicker like that.
He's getting burnt by everyone. Everyone's burning him.
You can't, like, I don't know what that is.
Everyone's
I feel
burning
bad
him.
for him.
He's not attacking the line like he used to. He's lethargic when he gets it out the back of shape to get really X's and O's with the fucking punter and the dribbler. Just not looking the same. Now, can I put a gun to your head? Because I'm about to. Is he in or out?
I think for himself, he's out. Like, it's not about. I don't give a like. It's not for me. It's not about New South Wales here. It's about him. I'm like, he's not in the right space to be playing for the state.
No, he's not.
Would I prefer him or Campbell Graham? I'd prefer Turbo every day of the week. But I don't feel like it's the right thing for him right now.
He looks laboured. I can't ignore what I see.
But I love Tommy, and I just need that to be at the
No, we love Tommy.
We love Tommy.
Tommy.
I just feel bad for him because
you.
it seemed like it's so obvious something is up.
Something's amiss.
Yes.
Something's not quite right. And I think that all of us in the rugby league community, those that bleed blue, and we'll get to Joey Johns in a second because that man bleeds blue. But in the bleeding of blue stakes, Tommy bleeds it, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that he, probably more than anyone, wanted to go out there on the weekend and go, yo, I am Origin ready. And I didn't see it, and it pains me. It really breaks my heart.
Would you prefer...
But I'd also, and this is just me, again, maybe I'm biased, I'd be going, bruh, what's going on? If I'm Freddie, I'm calling going, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. I need to know. I need to hear it from is it PTSD? Is it Knowlesy trying to get you to move in a weird way? Are you 80%? Are you 70%? Where do you reckon you're at? Or do you think, or you can't explain what's going on? Because maybe it takes an Orange game to snap him out of it. Yes. I don't know. Like, if he says, I'm ready to go, coach, put me in, coach, and you put him at centre, I believe in him.
I don't think you want him to get fucking dominated in Origin. Like, that would be so bad for the soul for Tommy. Like, for him to get picked in Origin and for him to be getting burnt by, like, edge back rowers and shit, like, I just don't think that he needs that. And the state doesn't need that.
No, the state certainly doesn't need that. I know for sure the state doesn't need that. I'm just merely pointing out that if he says to Freddie, I don't know what it is, but I feel 100%, or it's not some like movement thing that Knowlesy's got him doing because he's a sleeper, or it's PTSD. Maybe he just needs something to click. Do you know what I mean?
Would you prefer to have the...
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Would you prefer to have the firing Tommy Turbo with the constant looming risk of injury, or the playing within himself seems to be running at like second gear Tommy Turbo?
What would I rather?
Yeah.
Honestly?
I think I'd prefer the psycho Tommy Turbo.
Yeah, probably. But maybe that was an aberration. Is that the term? Maybe that was just an anomaly. That season or 2 seasons where he just ripped everything up and just caused absolute havoc. Maybe that was just a dream.
But he
almost.
was better. He's always been better than this.
Has he?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm clouded now. Maybe I don't know.
He's always been better than this.
Take away the burnings. Take away the burnings. As in...
He hasn't, like, he's like his try assist. Look, I think there's also probably an element of the fact that Manly as a side, attacking wise, is not going very well. Shout out to Daly Cherry Evans, who's been the best player all season at 34
by some margin.
But yeah, like we as a side have not been performing well, generally speaking. Like we're okay. We've had some great. We've been up and down, smiles and frowns. Some games, some weeks we're great, but like I found Seabold in his post game press conference not really given much. Oh, I'm proud of the way we stuck to it. We could have given up. It's like, yeah, sure, dude. But, like, we were fucking 20-2.
20-2 with it. We didn't appear to know what we were doing sometimes.
Now we got fucking injuries to Kelmer and Josh Aloiai. Schuster might be back this week.
We've heard that 50 fucking times already this season. We haven't even played 50 games. So you know what I'm saying. Cherry Evans is going to be quite the loss for as Origin. We go into Origin period. We're going to be, I think we lose him because we've got to buy. So maybe, I can't do the numbers on top of my head, punters and dribblers, but he'll be missing for games, which is not great. Because fuck knows, without him, I don't know where we'd be, quite frankly. So we've got Raiders this weekend. Then we've got the Knights, so he'll be missing that game. 28th of May. Yeah, so he'll miss against the Knights away. Go down, Dave. And then I can't be bothered to work the rest of it out.
Fucking who cares? Either way, not great for us at the moment.
Just not great for us at the moment.
No.
We're clicking for bits and then we're not clicking. You know, we're fucking up at the wrong times, giving away penalties.
We don't have enough go. We're lacking go and we're lacking oomph.
You know what we're lacking? Gusto.
Like we were at one point it was like the Sharks were 10 from 10 or 11 from 11 sets and we were 9 from 10, but they'd made 200 more meters than us. Like our oomph was just non-existent.
You need oomph to win rugby league games.
We're lacking oomph, dude. We'll get Sipley back next week, which is good. Like, he needs to just be a lock.
We're missing oomph.
We are. There's a distinct lack of oomph in our side. And that's, tell you what, I saw in the paper, I don't know if it was yesterday or today, but fucking a photo of Turbo and Nico Hines celebrating in Manly under-20s jerseys.
Yeah, did you see young Nico, short hair?
Oh, bruh,
Didn't Turbo say something along the line of wish he was playing with him?
Yeah, he goes, listen, I don't spend my life fucking dwelling, but he's like, it would have been nice to have him, which is a great point from Turbo because it would have been. Anyway, congratulations to Ruben on 100 games.
Yep. What a hot piece of ass.
Meant a lot to be there.
Yeah, it was nice.
Present your jersey. Couple of sort of nice words.
Yep.
With the family. Tears. Oh, mate, plenty of tears. But 100 games. Just another great player that the Dragons have let go. Well done to the Dragons who suck. And actually, while we're on the Dragons, Eddie, Cheika threw his hat in the ring to coach. Did you see that?
Trent Barrett.
Cheika
did. Cheika threw his hat in the ring. So after that Lebanon stint, he's got a real taste for things.
Cheika, well, look, it was swiftly rejected by the Dragons.
Oh, they were like, no.
Yeah. But he threw his hat in the ring.
I respect him for throwing his hat in the ring.
So do I.
Is Hook now done, officially?
They're saying it might even be done today.
See you later, Hook.
Yeah. Hook hooked.
Hook has been hooked. that, like, do they have the cattle? The Dragons?
No. To do what?
But I'm saying, like, is this a coaching thing? Or is this you've got a shit side thing?
Well, I mean, the shit side, though, is also he's partly responsible for the side, right?
How responsible?
Maybe.
He wouldn't be that responsible.
Dude,
for
he
it.
was doing Moneyball. He got Aaron Woods, he had Maguire, he had McCulloch, he had fucking...
Moneyball, I don't think translates that well to a game like rugby league.
That was but you understand what I'm saying.
No,
when I say it.
no. I'm taking that point and I'm adding to it. Going,
Yes.
that seems fucking
Yeah, that
stupid.
doesn't seem like a smart move.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Who do you think gets it?
I think Jason Riles is the front runner, who apparently has a humongous dick. And I know that's not
God.
I know it's not important, but I've heard from rugby league players who
I tell you what,
shared
though.
the rooms with him.
I tell you what, though, not a bad final slide in your PowerPoint presentation, just flopping the old boy onto the table.
Well, it should be the final shot. Pick me.
Yeah. Well, not pick me, as in I expect the job
Yeah, true.
or expect.
Ben Hornby as well, a
My
former
wrath.
Dragons player. Dean Young, former Dragons player, I think is also someone they're looking at. But if Jason Riles' dick is to be believed,
And listen,
I have no reason to.
I've only heard it once, but
I've heard it from.
it sounds right.
I've heard it from the mouths of those who shared the rooms and showers with the great man.
And it's
Apparently it's big.
a thing of beauty.
Yeah, and like a foreskin that could,
Choke a cat.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh,
So anyway,
God.
Cheika. I respect Cheika. I think it would be I don't think that would be the right call for the Dragons, given Cheika are a great coach of rugby union, not necessarily.
What's he doing now, Checker? Is he
I
just
thought he
looking?
was
Is
still
he
the
looking for a way back in, or what?
I
Or
thought
is
he was the Argentinian coach still.
I don't have any idea. It seems interesting that he's looking for the Dragons coaching gig.
Well, if you're the Argentinian side, you're like, hey, what? You're like actively.
That's what I
pursuing
mean.
Rugby league.
That's what I mean. It seems
Fuck.
interesting.
Yeah, he is still the Argentinian coach.
Fuck, not for long. You'd imagine if he's already trying to bail.
Well, it's interesting that he'd be doing that in a World Cup year. World Cup's like 6 months away, and here's Checker going, "Give me the fucking Dragons job." Don't you find that odd?
Maybe it's just that media posturing from like managers and shit where it's like, renew me for Argentina.
Argentina,
Jesus
right?
Christ.
Yep, sure.
You know what I mean? Like, renew me, bruh. Otherwise, I'm going to go and coach the Dragons. Except, unfortunately, the rumor wasn't allowed to fester for very long. The Dragons were just like, nah.
Well, listen, if that is him posturing for more money out of Argentina rugby
Just
union,
another contract.
it's not. It's an interesting and it's a bold decision because he was never a sniff of getting a first grade rugby league job. Not as the head coach.
You would not think so.
Not as head coach. He's more of a Lebanon sort of operator.
Yep.
I would say from a
Yep.
rugby league perspective. No
Yep.
offense to Czech, great coach.
Or to Lebanon.
No, absolutely not.
But it was a quick nah-brah from the Dragons, and a similar nah-brah happened over at the dirty merger club that is the Wests Tigers. Because Blue Wiggle
Anthony
slash
Field.
Head Wiggle, Anthony Field, original Wiggle slash, I think him and his brother started the Wiggles. He came out in a Balmain Tigers Wiggle jumper and basically was like, I want to buy the club, split Tigers and Magpies, return the Tigers to Leichhardt, and the Magpies can fuck off to Western Australia. To which I think the rugby league community collectively giggled. And like in a patronising, like, aw, cute. The Blue Wiggle wants to buy the Tigers. Now, in terms of financials, I'm pretty sure he's balling out the arse and could comfortably buy the Tigers. But the Tigers are the team that everyone is kind of like, we could fucking get rid of Balmain and just keep West.
Yeah, I think you've got it the wrong way around. Sorry, brah. I looked up his net worth. It was hard to get a number or a figure on it. But unless he's rolling in serious coin, the idea of buying West Tigers, fucking off the West Magpies element, recreating Balmain Tigers that would be one of the great money pits all fucking time. Most of the members are where from? You get 2 guesses, punters and dribblers. That's right. Fucking Campbelltown.
What about juniors?
Where's all the money come from? Yeah, that's right. Fucking West Magpies. What about juniors? Yeah, they all come out of where? The fucking West system. The fastest growing area, might I add, in all of Australia. Seems like a pretty reasonable place to put a fucking rugby league side, don't you think? As opposed to gentrified out the arse in a western...
Balmain. The Balmain Berets.
The Balmain Berets... Listen, the Balmain Berets are not somewhere you'd want to set up a 2023 rugby league side.
No.
One of the last places on earth.
No one in Balmain gives a fuck about rugby league anymore, unfortunately.
Listen, it's sad, and we can lament the demise of the once powerful Balmain rugby league side, but facts are facts and figures are figures. The people have moved on.
Yep.
They don't give a fuck about that shit.
No.
They only care about voting left, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But
oh, Jesus.
This is about rugby league and what's good for the game.
But the Tigers themselves, the literal Balmain portion of the merger, the dirty merger, were like, listen, Anthony, Tony, can we call you Tony? Blue Wiggle? Nah.
Who said that?
Balmain.
Balmain said no.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Balmain released a statement, and one of the lines in it was, recent comments by children's entertainer and longtime fan Anthony Field are fanciful and unrealistic.
Okay.
So that's like a Nabra from the heavens.
That is one of the great Nabras. Do you think that's the West faction come out and say something? Or do you reckon that's them going, we don't want to scare the West faction from fucking us off?
I think that they know that, like, listen, as much as the Blue Wiggle has the best of intentions for our club, if we start, sucking off Blue Wiggle here and agreeing with him, it's going to be panic. Like, I'm sure the NRL's already looking at the whole franchise, the dirty merger, generally being like, what are we doing about this pile of shit here? Sydney already overloaded with clubs.
Yes,
so they suck. Their CEOs
I'd be interested to hear how the NRL views that current setup, because as the years go by, it becomes a weirder and a weirder decision, in my opinion, to merge those two clubs. They couldn't be fucking further away from each other. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Nope.
The inner west and the southwest of Sydney, like in almost every category, completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be interested to see how they view that. What's the commentary on that merger like in rugby league headquarters?
Yeah.
How do they see it?
I think they see it as a pile of poo. Now, the other thing that came across our desk from Tigers related is it's a video of Alex Twal of Never Scored a Try fame, and some guy who is not a rugby league player, but I think he maybe owns this burger place.
Only 23, so got a heap of goer in him.
Twal is 23?
No. The burger guy's 23.
How do you know that?
Because I went on his Instagram.
Oh, you went deep onto this guy.
I just clicked on his Instagram link. It was in the fucking...
And why is he signed as a sponsor of the Tigers now? Is that...
I don't know if he's a sponsor, if he's just like a famous fan. I don't know what the go is.
Well, but basically they're making
But he's a
burger.
famous burger guy. Chubby?
The
maybe?
end of this video is just everything that's wrong with the... I don't understand right now what the fuck is going on. So the caption here, it's NRL West Tigers and it's Chebo. Chebo being the other guy in the video. Alex Twal is huge. When it's Chebo and Alex Twal step into the kitchen, fire happens. It's Friday night footy. If you're wanting a cheeky cheat meal that will hit the spot, this chicken sandwich recipe using KFC Australia hot and crispy boneless chicken will have you drooling. What would you like to see them cook next? Okay, so this just looks like it might be a bit of a thing they're doing, is like a social media content piece that is repeatable. And
KFC Australia, that's a first try scorer burger if ever we've seen one.
Hey, KFC, reach out.
KFC.
Reach out, KFC.
I'll plug the shit out of you guys.
Dude, I'll stick your bloody popcorn chickens up at his butthole if you want to get in touch.
That's a Hello Sport promise.
That's a Hello Sport promise. This video, though, is fine until the end. So I'm just going to... Can we just watch it?
Mm-hmm. In fact, I'm enjoying it.
As big boys, we love As big boys, we love a good cheat meal.
But Sheensy's got us on a pretty strict diet.
So here's a Karaka chicken sandwich recipe using KFC's hot and crispy boneless chicken.
Hey bro, don't tell the coach.
For our coleslaw, we go
Shredded cabbage,
grated carrot,
pepper,
some mayo,
then we go celery salt,
a bit of apple cider vinegar,
and then a bit of honey,
and finally some mustard.
and now we mix.
And there's our coleslaw.
And for our sauce, we go mayo,
A bit of barbecue sauce,
and now we're just adding a bit of honey
splash of lemon juice.
and a pinch of pepper.
Care to do the honours?
And
That's
there
right.
you go.
CEO approved.
Like, what are we doing?
CEO approved.
Sure, like,
It's just Pascoe sliding in there and getting his face on another fucking screen. Like, does anyone else?
surely, and I'm talking to US Tigers fans, surely this is starting to fucking piss
Read the
you off.
comments. The end ruins this video completely. Just when you thought West Tigers clip wasn't about Justin, the ending. Like, fucking hell. Where's this one? Awesome until that bloke gave us his unwanted opinion. Hello Sport Podcast. What a surprise the CEO's face in the end. Yeah. Dude, like, it's just...
Great post, but delete the ending. Ruins it. Would have been his idea.
It would have been.
Just, of
It
course
would have
would
been his idea completely. This guy is such... And I, like, again, sometimes I feel bad talking shit. Like, he might be a great person as a person, right? But his CEO... His persona as a CEO of the Tigers, he is such a fucking magoo.
Is he trying to channel, you know, like an Eddie Hearn approach, a Dana White approach, just to be in everything, to be the face, to
Yeah, but
try
they're
and be
cool.
front and center. But I'm saying is that obviously he thinks he's cool, Tom.
Right, yeah, he clearly does.
I'm confused why the fuck he thinks he needs to be in that video.
Does anyone show him these comments? Like, these are comments underneath a West Tigers post. Does he see that, like, hey, dude, maybe the fucking fans or, like, they aren't vibing you as a front-facing CEO. Maybe just be a CEO because the commercial side of the Tigers is apparently very good.
But
that.
maybe he's living by the idea that any publicity is good publicity.
But it's not, though.
Which I would vehemently disagree with because it doesn't make sense in this context.
In this context, exactly.
Like, let Alex Twal and
Shebo
run the segment. Shebo's some burger guy who's obviously a fan.
And Twal's
Done well for
Twal's
himself.
like a cult hero. See, the video was great until the end. Like, that was it.
Twal's doing the lifting for you, bruh. You don't need to be in it. You ruined the whole video. Now I don't even want that burger.
No.
And I love KFC.
Yeah.
And I was saying that I really wanted that burger. Now I don't want it.
No.
I don't want it. I don't want anything to do with that
No.
burger, given that you were holding it and you were in the end. Because you're annoying.
I feel bad. I bet you. I can see Chebo and Twal being like, they're filming it, and then you see fucking
Him just rock up.
him rock into the room, and it's like, oh, he's like, hey, yeah, I had an idea for the end of it, where I come in and go, CEO approved, and then being like,
What?
okay. Like, we've done shit before in the past where, like, there's someone else there trying to add stuff, and you're like, this isn't about you, bro. This isn't about you. And then they just force their way, and you're like, okay, this is
And then you have to
fucking-
say something.
And then you got to say something lame. CEO approved.
No. No.
Jesus Christ,
Pathetic.
dude.
Absolutely pathetic.
Like,
I'm sorry, but it is. It's pathetic.
It's just lame, dude. I feel bad for the Tigers. What do you think about them going hard at Shawnee Johnson? Apparently they were like the rumors like he's getting offered 1.2. Is like his life too short to go to the Tigers? If you're Sean Johnson and you're
I reckon if I'm Sean Johnson, I'm staying in Auckland.
yeah.
And I'm playing good footy for the Warriors, and they're going pretty well this year. And I'm enjoying myself, and I'm with my people, I'm with my brothers, and we're ripping, we're having a great time. I'm not going to the West Tigers. There's way too much media scrutiny. There's so much media scrutiny.
Yep.
The most scrutinised side. Success is not fucking guaranteed.
You got this Magoo.
You got Sheensy in there, and obviously Sheens has got a pretty nice rugby league resume, but that's from the 80s and the 90s. Do you know what I mean?
And 2005.
That you could argue that was the end of his career, and he's still coaching in 2023. Benji Marshall's never coached a fucking game in his life as a head coach. Who knows what's going to happen there? There's just a lot of what ifs for
It's
me.
money. It's like, as in, if you were going at this stage
Yeah,
of
but,
your career, 32,
but what's he getting with Warriors?
dude,
Do
he
you know
wouldn't
what
be
I mean?
getting 1.2.
I know that, Tom, but is he getting all right coin?
What's funny is, you know how the
If
reverse...
he's on 600, I'm thinking about it.
You know how everyone was blowing up, and the Paul Kents of the world, won't be getting into that one. But
if you thought we were going to talk Paul Kent today, you're sadly fucking
Sadly
mistaken. We
mistaken.
will not be watching. We won't be touching that with a 10-foot pole.
No.
No fucking way.
No.
So don't ask us about it.
But back when they were all, blowing up about Jack White and leaving for less money, I wonder if the reverse would be the same, where it's like, why isn't he going to the Tigers? He's fucking getting offered $300,000 more to go play for the Tigers. Like,
Of course not. We all know that what that narrative was about. It was about protecting your best mate. Well, not protecting him, but having his back in the
having
media.
his back.
Be like me having your back. I get it.
Hey, it is
what it is.
I don't think we're not touching it, though. Just so you know, we ain't touching it.
Hey.
Don't come at us to try and touch it. We ain't touching it.
If you thought I was going to touch that, you're barking up the wrong
You're
tree,
off
bro.
your head. We ain't touching it.
Not touching that. I'm not touching what's been alleged. I'm not touching the fact.
I'm not going near those allegations.
That Paul Kent has been alleged of some fucking wild stuff. I'm not touching it.
No, we're not touching that. We're also not touching the fact that it's not being reported.
I'm not touching the fact that it's
some
not been in
places.
certain papers. I'm not touching the fact that he was arrested.
Hey, I'm not. Hey, whoa!
I'm not touching that.
Whoa! Stop touching it, dude.
I'm not touching
You were
it.
touching it too much.
I'm not priming it.
Huh?
Was I priming it?
You are. No, we aren't touching it. So fucking.
We're not touching it.
That's not.
Not touching it.
Nah.
I'm interested to see who replaces him.
Well, we have had our hat thrown in the ring, and I mean, we thought we were going to get. We thought we were going
That's
to
a
get the
hot
job.
rock.
We thought we were going to get the job before when Vonnie got it. Did we apply for it pre-Vonnie or was it after Vonnie?
No. So post-Icon we applied.
Yeah.
And we were overlooked for Vonnie. Then we had a bad taste in our mouth, so we said, fuck you, and we gave it to our best friend and personal mentor, Braith and Astor.
Yeah. And Braith's sort of taken it and run with it, and we're really proud of
Listen,
Braith.
were we offered it before Braith? We're not going to get into it.
No, we're not.
Did we give it to our best friend and close to a mentor, Braith and Astor? Maybe. I'm not going to confirm or deny. Now, would it be nice to sit across the desk from him?
But you and I are sharing a seat.
Yeah, we'll share a seat. Like you said on my lap, I said on yours.
Yeah, we'll rotate between segments.
Do I want to touch that after being overlooked initially? Maybe not.
Maybe though.
Maybe.
I tell you what.
We do a job.
Let's say that we aren't picked.
Which is probably 50-50.
50 at this stage. 50% chance we do get the job. 50% chance we don't get the job. But I say do because I'm a glass half full sort of a guy.
Yeah, you're an optimist.
I'm an optimist. Now again, not touching it with a 10-foot pole. But if it's not to be us, who do you think replaces us? Replaces not us, but
replaces us.
Yeah.
Maybe Reedy.
I was going to say Reedy. I reckon Reedy's the go.
I think I don't really know. He'd be who I'd pick.
I'd pick Brent Reid.
I'd pick Brent Reid.
And for this reason, Buzz, I think, is
too old. No, he's my man. Keep him where he is.
He's good where he is, right? He's
why
good
would you? Why
to
would
come in and be like, angry and say like things like, he's to kind of be a bit funny as well. Sometimes he's a punching bag, but he's also got he's got good mail.
He's perfect where he is. He's perfect where he is. Yeah. He need not move.
I feel like if he was to be the host, it would make the show a bit silly.
No, I think that smart minds would recognise that he is perfect, cherry ripe where he is.
And I would say it's the same for Crawls. Crawls is good for a Tuesday or a Wednesday. He comes in, he's emotional.
Get out the Kleenex.
Yeah, the Kleenex.
Let's have a cry together. Yeah. He's perfect for that role. Hooper comes in a bit later in the week.
Later in the week with Carianis, and it's a bit more like, the Wednesday guys.
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful way of putting it.
Yeah.
You do Wednesday.
You guys are Wednesday guys.
That's it, and that's cool.
You can get promoted up the ranks, but you're Wednesday guys. Brent Reid has been promoted to Monday night primetime Monday guy.
Yeah, he's a Monday guy.
He's a Monday guy alongside Buzz. I think now you get him. He doesn't have to be angry. You don't have to come and replace.
No, I don't. It doesn't need to be a like for like.
It's not like for like. It's just about he's not afraid to say things that get people's dicks in a knot.
That's right. And I like knotted dicks.
He's also a great person.
It's not nothing.
It's not nothing. Again, not necessarily a like for like.
I don't think you're looking for a like for like. Again, not touching it for a 10-foot pole.
We're not touching it.
But I don't. If you're the powers that be, I don't think you want a like for like.
No.
I don't think you want to keep doing this dance.
I think that you were dancing one sort of dance and then the music might have changed.
Yep.
And if you were still dancing the waltz when it's maybe time for the cha-cha.
Yeah. It's time for the cha-cha.
You know what? Time for the cha-cha.
It's not always waltz time.
No, it's not.
It's cha-cha time now.
Not touching it.
Not touching it, won't touch it.
Not touching it.
Certainly not touching it. Know that. No, we're not
if
touching
if you want to get into our DMs and be like, dude, can't wait to hear, we're not touching it.
No, wouldn't touch it. But I think Reedy steps in, does a job.
Before the courts.
It's before the courts. It is before the courts, but...
Which is why we won't be touching it.
Craig Bellamy, punters and dribblers, in news that may shock, and it also equally doesn't shock at all, has agreed to stay on to coach the Melbourne Storm as their head coach in 2024. Bellamy's just a guy who's pretty comfortable just fucking pushing things back.
Is he a bit Tom Brady-esque? And it's like, you know, at the start of the year when you heard him interviewed on NRL 360, he seemed like he was fucking over it. And it's like, and then...
Which was interesting because it was the start of the year.
He can't quit. I just can't quit you.
I think...
He's Hemsworth, and
I
rugby
think he
league
needs to
coaching
stop.
is Jake Gyllenhaal in Brokeback Mountain.
Sure. I think he needs to stop fucking... Just, if you... I reckon wake up one day in the off-season and if you want to quit, just quit then. I don't think you need to keep saying that it might be your last season, it might not be. If they ask, just go, fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe
not.
not. Yeah. There is
Who
a bit
gives
of...
a shit? Like,
there's a lot of
it's
honey dicking going
like
on.
every season you saying that you're going to quit and not quitting. What are you doing?
It's lost
What's
its
the point?
luster
It's
a little bit.
lost its luster, Tom. There's no luster left.
I swear the last 6 years he has been quitting.
Cooper Cronk says it almost every week. He goes, I don't know what Bellamy's going to do, but he's been quitting for the last decade. So it's just another chapter in the book of Bellamy quitting.
He just wants to know. Listen, the guy's addicted to prams, right?
He's not that old either. It's not like
he's in his 60s.
How old's fucking Wayne Bennett?
Yeah, well, he's very old.
Yeah, but he's setting the benchmark for what old cunts can do.
Sure, but I guess it's about like what
Joe
do you want to
Biden's the fucking president of the
Well,
free
yeah,
world, and
yeah,
he's
but
like
he's-
95.
Yeah, but he's dead. He's a dead man.
All I'm saying is Bellamy strikes
No,
me.
he's not. Sorry, Dave. He is.
Bellamy
give a
strikes me
fuck.
as a man who's still got his wits about him 100%. He's in
Yes.
pretty good rugby league nick.
But what do you want to do? What do you want from your life?
He wants...
Do you want to just go and chill out, hang with the grandkids?
Clearly not. Clearly not.
Well, but
this
it
is
seems like
one
he
of the
does.
quotes he said.
No, I
He
don't think
goes,
he does.
I spoke to a few people I know who've retired from different jobs, and they spoke about the connection they have with people they see at work every day, and sometimes you miss that. So he wants to keep working, he wants to keep being with the
He
boys.
can't quit it.
And if you do, sometimes when you are old and you just quit, that's when you start to just like your faculties desert you.
I could have... listen, I think that there's probably an argument to be made that he would maybe be able to fill that work need of his if he was a director of football. Certainly wouldn't be as demanding or as stressful as a first grade job.
Coach.
Maybe as well, clearly Bellamy loves the club, like just adores the club. Maybe it's a matter of, bro, we don't think we've got anyone.
Well, they were going to bring in they were looking at Riles then. They were looking at Billy Slater coming
Well,
in.
apparently Billy's got, no, I'm not doing
Yeah,
it.
Billy. Billy's like, I'd prefer to coach 3 games a year, get paid a shitload of money,
Yeah.
and also get paid a shitload of money to do 9, and then also get paid a shitload of money to like sell horses or whatever. he
Exactly.
does.
He's also got like a young family.
Yeah.
So
He's also an ambassador for bananas, so there's that.
it's just, if I'm
you
Billy
go.
Slater, there is no fucking chance of me taking a first grade.
What
guy.
about a chance?
Not even a chance. Not even a chance. Like maybe a closer chance if it's a chance, but if it's a chance, no chance.
No chance.
Chance, maybe.
Maybe
chance,
a chance, no
way.
chance. Yeah, I get you.
There's just no way.
Listen, if I'm the Storm fans, I'm like, thank fuck for that.
Do you think that Cameron Munster knew this?
So Bellamy said in a quote, he goes, Munster also came to me a few weeks ago, and he said the players and the leaders were very keen for me to stay and thought I still had something to give the group. So he was campaigning for him to stay.
I think that surely if I'm Cameron Munster, I've got some sort of idea about this when I'm renegotiating.
Well, no, they do, because it's like his contract expires and then it's got to get renewed. So like it's at least up for renewal. So the conversation will at least be happening.
No, I'm saying when Cameron Munster re-signed with the club 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
It was last year, wasn't it?
Munster, I think it was early this year.
Was
Now
the
I'm
Munster thing?
Or late
No, it was last year.
Was it last
It
year?
was last year.
Fucking hell.
I know, dude. It took me a while to
I
think.
said a month or two ago.
No,
God.
it was-
It was October last year.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. My brain.
But Bellamy did say as well, he goes, 6 or 8 weeks ago, I was pretty certain that I would be packing things up.
Yeah, dude. He's fucking changed, which is also a little bit concerning, where it's like, you know when it's like, I remember this.
He wants to win another premiership. This reeks of him wanting Pappenhausen back.
Yeah,
that's what it reeks of.
Of course he wants to win another premiership, but you know what it also reeks? It's like when you're in a relationship that you shouldn't be in, and then you break up, and then it's once you break up, you're like, oh no, I don't want to break up.
And
get back together.
No, it's
I want to
no,
break up, and then you get back together.
And you keep meeting up, and you don't tell anyone. And you keep slipping your penis in. And,
yes, or your vagina.
And you know it's or you wrap your vagina around a penis. Either other. You know it's wrong.
You know it's wrong.
You know
can't
it's
help
wrong.
Going back.
You know it's wrong.
You know you're over it. You know the relationship's running.
Or a bumhole, by the way. Bumholes as well.
Or a mouth. But like,
you know it's wrong that you're sliding onto another double ender, but you can't help it. You can't help but quit it.
Yeah. Can't help but keep coming back.
Can't help but keep coming back. And listen, I don't want it to get to a point with Craig where he's embarrassed to tell people that he's coming back again. You know what I mean? If you're going to make a decision that you think's right for you, you got to stick to it and stop talking about it. Because I think it's unhealthy for you. And probably unhealthy for your family, for you to go, I'm definitely quitting, and then sure as shit, no, I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, if you're the missus, she's probably booked up European holidays for next year. She's like, fuck yeah, we can finally go to a Europe summer. Fucking oath. How good's this? She's probably booked up half Europe. And now you've come in and gone, I'm not quitting. Well, those flights, they were sale flights. They're not refundable, Craig. Those hotels we got booked out 6 months. I got a special deal. I had to pay up front. Non-refundable, Craig. What are you doing to me?
So, well, she's going, hey, you enjoy the post-origin season, bruh.
And don't be
fucking off.
Don't be shocked if I find myself a summer lover.
Yeah, an Italian.
And it happens so fast. Summer lover, having a blast. Is that even a song? I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
May as well be.
Yeah.
I was reading, Edward.
Yep. What were you reading, mate?
No, I just wanted to tell you that I was reading. That was it.
Good for you. I'm proud of you, mate.
Thanks, man.
Not a big reader, are you?
I read the papers. I don't read. I haven't read a book.
What was the last book you read?
What was the last? I didn't read it. I listened to an audiobook. Does that count?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, well, that's not fair because I think it should. Sapiens, and I don't remember it.
Good book.
Yeah, good book.
Really well written.
Dense book.
Shout out to Noah.
Yuval Noam Harari.
Noah.
Yuval Noam Harari, I believe.
Oh, there's Noah in there. I knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably the last book I read. That wasn't what I was talking about, though.
He didn't read it. So anyway, keep going.
No, I did read that.
You just said you didn't. You
no,
said it was
I
audiobook.
read Sapiens. The book I didn't read was Dark Emu. I listened to it, and that was awesome. Sorry, I'm not a big fiction guy, punters and dribblers with your swords and your mice that are fucking, running in castles and shit, whatever Jarch reads.
Dark Emu, written by Bruce Pascoe. Not sure if there's a relation to Justin there.
I hope not.
I bet you there is.
I hope not. Anyway, article surrounding Sydney Test. Now, Mike Baird of fucking ruined the city of Sydney fame and
ripped out its soul.
And
has a lot of answer to.
Definitely, and then tried to shut down the Greyhounds before putting them back on. He just fucked the city, and he locked out
we can say that.
He locked out people from King's Cross.
We can say that.
And then,
but not the Star.
And basically, what was funny was that after he shut down the Cross, all his developers came in and basically just turned it into residential and restaurants. And
one of the great maps that when the lockout laws, it was just like, what's that slither in Piermont for? Oh fuck, is that where the casino is? Yeah, it is.
Oh great. But that's outside of the lockout zone. That Mike Baird, that scumbag. He is now, I think, the head of Cricket Australia.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's shopping around the New Year's Test.
Shopping it around.
Well, listen. There's interest.
What does that mean?
There's interest.
Everyone gets a test.
Yeah, but the New Year's Test is a jewel in the crown.
That and the Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Got to be honest about that.
Well, no, of course, Boxing Day. It's a jewel, not the jewel.
Yes.
The jewel is Boxing Day.
It's
a jewel is New Year's Test. Because I'm pretty sure that Adelaide is having a big stab at it, Dave. Is that correct?
That is correct. A multi-million-dollar South Australian push.
I'm getting, you know what, I like South Australia. Like, you know what I mean? I've got no beef with them, right? But don't come onto my radar and start creating beef. You know what? They're not on my radar, but if they keep creating beef like this, they'll be on my radar.
Listen, Adelaide, you can take the next best. You can take the third pick if you want. I don't give a fuck.
No.
If it's Perth or if it's Brisbane or it's you, I don't care who gets third pick, but third pick you get.
You've already got the day-nighter. Just fucking shut up.
Shut up. Obviously, the Sydney Test isn't going anywhere. It's a tradition that dates back probably not that far, but far enough for it to be important.
Far enough for me to care.
I actually don't know when we started getting the New Year's Test, but I guarantee you it's probably not the 100 years that you think it is.
No. I think... some people might be like, "Oh, the weather, it rains in Sydney all the time."
No, but this is the thing about Sydney weather, and I'm going to blow some fucking minds here, punters and dribblers. Don't let this wig you out, but it might blow you away. In summer, in Sydney, rains the whole fucking time. So it doesn't matter if you move it to December or to January to February. It's not going to make a difference. Zero difference will be made. Zero difference will be made. So
yeah, it's going to rain.
So get over it.
But I think maybe what they're saying is, Eddie, and I don't know this to be true, but what they might be saying is that, do you want to have a jewel in the crown where it might rain? So, sure, it's going to rain in Sydney regardless, but do we want the jewel to be rained on? Or do we just go, fuck, look, if it's the first test or the third, whatever, like, rain all you want, but jewels in the crown?
Well, can I come in over the top and make another comment that may ruffle feathers, but it is true. 90% of the time, Sydney is the last test in a series, and 90% of the time it's a dead rubber. Doesn't mean anything. So you could argue, punters and dribblers, that it's actually the perfect fucking place for the test because it doesn't actually have a result bearing on it. Generally speaking, very, very, very few times you go to Sydney looking for a result that's going to dictate a series.
Great point.
So there you go.
That's a great point.
Sit on that.
And rotate.
What were you going to say, Dave?
Well, I was just going to say the tradition of New Year's Test in Sydney has been going on since 1971.
That's long enough.
Long enough.
That's long,
That's
dude.
52 years, punters and dribblers. Rotate on that.
That's you raised the bat.
No, that's good. That's actually longer than I thought, and it instills in me a belief that it shan't be moved.
Yeah, you sit on that and rotate.
Sit on that and twist, baby.
Mike Baird.
Now, punters and dribblers, in some news that will please the punter and the dribbler, certainly pleased me. Test schedule out for next season. Now, obviously, there are some opposition in there that we may raise a cursory eyebrow to.
Well, we got West Indies in back-to-back series.
But this summer, and I don't know if this is our good friends the Indians dictating when the fuck we play our test matches, but the first test, this is the Pakistan series, which I am looking forward to. December 14 to 18, Perth, test 1. Test 2 is the Boxing Day test. Test 3, New Year's test. Obviously, we know the order in which they're played. Now, this is where it gets quite juicy from a I love my test cricket in January perspective. The West Indian series, January 17 to 21 at Adelaide Oval, and then the 25th to the 29th, the Gabba.
Look, I don't mind this new Indian affected, we do whatever the Indians say sort of setup. I am a little devo. I don't see Test cricket till December, but I'm not that devo. I also do like that there will be some sport in January that isn't just tennis.
But having a look at this, if I'm just to eyeball what I'm seeing on the screen and looking, Tom, for ways to make improvements, a 10-day break in between series means that we leak well and truly into this overlapping with the Australian Open, almost exclusively. In fact, I think it'll basically be on both tests will be on at the same time as the Australian Open.
Yes.
Is that ideal?
Well, it is because the final test is a day-nighter, it looks like.
It's January 15 to 28 is the date of the Australian
So
Open.
it's exactly the same.
But I don't mind that.
Just drowning in sport.
Yeah,
genuinely.
dude, I love that. I like when there's two things on at the moment because KO, let me remind you, although I'm assuming the tennis not on KO.
No, it's not.
But usually KO allows you to watch two things at once.
It does.
Now, as it purports to this specific situation, it is irrelevant.
No, it's completely irrelevant.
It's completely irrelevant. But you can have multiple screens going. Anyone worth their salt these days is watching two things at once at all times.
I tell you what it does do. It motivates, I think it will motivate the nation to have the entirety of January off.
which is something that you and I...
Because we're absolutely stacked. From the 15th to the 29th, 15th when the Australian Open starts to the 29th, which is the last day of the test if it was to go to 5 days, we are drowning in sport.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Whippy, who's whipping around the neighbourhood.
If that wasn't going to get Evie up and about, thank God she's distracted. She almost ran onto the road yesterday to fucking chase it, Mr. Whippy.
So from the 14th of December to the end of January, we are absolutely dripping.
Dude, they're jamming fucking 5 tests into 2 months, aren't they? Well,
6 weeks.
Is that usually how it is? I don't know.
Yeah,
It's always close.
No, that's about right. That's about right.
When does it'd be good to get, and maybe we don't do that now just because of the cricket schedule, which is good, and then we obviously got the really exciting men's Dettol series, ODI versus the Windies.
Everyone's excited for that.
That's in February.
We do have the Test Championship coming up end of June 17 maybe, if my memory is
serving me.
Well,
our good friend Nathan Lyon, we did discuss the Test Championship with our good friend Nathan Lyon.
7th to the 11th of June.
The 7th to the 11th of June.
It's playing over the long weekend.
The 7th to the 11th of June.
I turned 34 over that, so it'd be nice for the Test Nation to get it done for me.
I think they will, Tom.
Yeah.
I think that we've got so many close personal friends in the setup that it would be weird if they didn't get it done for us. Obviously, we know Pat Cummins' dad. Obviously, we're very close with Nathan Lyon. Obviously, we're very close with David Warner.
Yeah. Tobler has tried to get as close to Mitchell Starc, but it seems like he's got narbrad by Mitch.
Well, given up yet.
I tell you what, though, if you're Mitch Starc, right, white ball work since in the ensuing years has become red ball Mitch Starc. If I saw Tobler dressed in those jeans coming up to him, being like, "Come on my podcast," I think I'd be
shorts
saying
on that
no.
day. I had my nice cream chino shorts on that day.
You had
He would have looked at the semi flares and gone, nah.
You would have had your baggy jeans on, looking all fucking weird.
And he would have said no, thank you.
Yeah, he would have said, because he seems like a nice guy. He's gone, I'll humour this guy with huge jeans, but then I'll quickly
I'll humour this huge jean man.
Yeah.
But
this boot cut bandit.
Yeah. The boot cut bandit. Jesus Christ.
That's Tobler.
Yeah.
We should change his email from turbo@hellosport to bootcutbandit.
Bootcutbandit@hellosport.com.
Can we change that or not?
Of course we can.
Set up?
No,
yeah, it's sort of annoying, but we can maybe set up another
short
one.
and sweet. And
Bootcutbandit or Toby.
Too long and
Toby@hellosport.com.au. Both great options.
Yeah, both great options.
The bootcut bandit. Kid gets roots.
Knock that up, Slacky. Anyway.
Reach out, Mitch.
I think that's it for the cricket, though.
Wait, hang on. There is one more story which I've just seen. The ICC are going to abolish soft signals beginning with the World Test Championship final.
Explain to me
Say
what
that
the fuck
again.
that means.
I read a message as you were reading it out. Very rude of me.
So I've only read the headline, but I think I know what it means. ICC to abolish soft signal beginning with the World Test Championship
So soft
final.
signal...
When they send it up to third umpire, but they say the umpire's call is out, and they'll go off that.
So, but that's not to do with, say, I give it out, player reviews, because that's the umpire's signal there. It's more about a run out, isn't it?
I'm just reading as we go. Soft signal. The International Cricket Committee has made the widely debated and much awaited rule change to the playing conditions of the international games.
Evie, what are you doing? You making noise, doll?
No, it does seem like the third umpire will make the decision in all cases referred up to them.
Okay, so what? So
umpires. So basically, is that a way of saying that Hawkeye's got good enough so that there's no margin for error?
Yeah, it must be. So if I do send it up out for an LB, say
that's it.
It doesn't. No. It means it doesn't matter if you review it.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, it doesn't
it's
matter.
Either hitting, it's either hitting or it's not.
Yeah. Which I like.
I much prefer that. I've actually been waiting for this day to come. I'm like, Hawkeye's been in for 10 years. Surely it's at a point now we can say with confidence if it's fucking out or not.
Well, is it? You would be able to say it with more confidence than the human eye. The hawk eye, greater than the human eye.
You would have
thought. So if you're using the human eye as your barometer, you're actually already going off a lower percentage of correction.
It's like witness testimony.
Yeah.
It's flawed.
Good. I'm sure there'll be plenty that'll like piss you off. But there was one that I saw. The only problem is like when Hawkeye will like seemingly overestimate like the spin of a ball. There was one with Lion where it was like it had to be a wicket, and the Hawkeye had this thing spinning like 3 meters.
Well, that's the thing because it's actually mapping future trajectory. That's why it's been so difficult. It's not like tennis where it's like, well, it's in or out, very clear. It's trying to map the trajectory of the ball into the future based on where it was,
Yes,
which apparently
and how fast it's going.
which apparently is very difficult.
Yes. I wonder whether AI has maybe helped.
Possibly, but you're talking about language models.
Well, I'm not referring to language models.
You're talking about are you talking generally here?
Generally.
Yeah.
I'm talking about ChatGPT.
I can guarantee you it has, which is probably why they're getting rid of soft signals.
Because now they're just going, listen, we've got...
Well, because now the technology has got to a point where
It's good enough to do.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm happy with that.
Same.
It'll piss me off. There'll be moments where I'm going to be upset. I wonder whether it will get to a point where umpires will become obsolete and it'll just be...
I think it'll be nice to have them out there.
No, I agree.
For no reason, other than just to look nice.
Yeah, ornamental umpires.
Ornamental. Well, mate, they didn't have any linesmen at the Australian Open, if you recall.
I don't like that.
But like,
Saving, I
but
guess,
eventually
all
you'll
that
get
cost-cutting.
you'll get used to it.
Well, it's the same
It's
as
not-
like names on the back of the jerseys.
It's not cost cutting.
Names and numbers on the back of the jerseys. I was like, I'm prepared to burn the place down over this. Now I'm like, whatever.
Mate.
Now I might even prefer it.
They'll have an umpire out there to settle the boys down if there's a bit of brouhaha.
Yeah.
Just keep things in order. But that'll be it. He won't make calls on jack shit, and he'll count the overs. That's 6. That'll be it.
It's kind of unclear. A few of these articles I'm looking at specifically state that it refers to catches, but it doesn't say that it doesn't refer to other.
Well, so then it's because the
methods
soft
of getting
signal is
out.
like
So basically everything we've just said, we just talked about for 10 minutes.
step it back.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not confident that it's just catches.
Well, you
And
don't
we're
seem
not.
confident
You
about
don't seem confident about anything, and which doesn't make me confident. Confidence is key.
The key is confidence. Always has been. Always will be. Dave not filling us with confidence.
No.
Which is not ideal because I would like to be filled to the brim.
Yeah.
With
Other rule changes they've said for the Test Championship final also include being able to put the lights on if there's bad lighting.
Good.
Continue play.
There's also an
and-
emergency day.
Yes.
I think there
that
should
too.
be more than one.
Yep.
That's just me. If this is the Test Championship final,
Yeah. It should just be like unlimited.
I remember hearing whispers that it was going to be a timeless test, which I thought was a nice touch. Never happened. Boring. No one prepared to have a crack and do something a bit more fun, bit different.
There was a bit about Steve Smith failing in England.
Yeah. What do you get?
Where are we?
He's playing in second division county cricket, and I think he got 3 the other day.
Smith, fell for 3 against Leicestershire after making 30 on debut last week.
People are getting pissed off apparently that they're helping the enemy. People are annoyed that Steve Smith's allowed to play county cricket in the lead up to the Ashes.
Yeah. So you said the Poms are getting pissed off.
Yeah, some factions of the.
But couldn't you also argue, you dumb English dickbags, that you're also getting to have a look at the guy before he's over here? You know what I mean? Saying like,
I'm probably pretty happy that he's going for 3 runs in
Yeah.
second division county
Yeah.
cricket. I'm like, that's good for me.
that's good for the English.
It's exactly right. I wouldn't be pissed off about that. I was also thinking the other day, has Jimmy Anderson gone past Pidge yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
How far? That was it. How far off Shane Warne is he? It's like 20 wickets, I think.
No, is he in 6? Is he in the high
He's like
60s?
685. He's a beast.
You know what? Like,
He is a beast.
he's in his 40s now as well. And I've always because he's English, just by the nature of our rivalry, I've always shit on him.
Oh, he's close.
He is
23.
close. Mate, he's going for it as well. He's gunning for it.
23. And he goes past the great Shane Keith.
180 matches. So that's the only, look, I mean, we're not, he's 20 years, dude.
He's never
2003.
going to be Shane Warne.
No, but even when you're just talking Broad's gone past Pidge as well.
Jesus, he has 2.
But again, Pidge did it in 124 tests where we got 161, 180 for fucking Anderson and Broad
boring.
respectively.
Boring.
Boo, boo, boo. Warney, 708 from 145. Well, Murali, 800 from 133. Obviously, he was playing shit sides and he was
Pidge's
a chucker.
economy of 2.49 is pretty red hot.
Where are we looking there? 2.49. Yeah, that is pretty red hot.
Broad's 295. Yuck.
2.47 for Murali.
Yeah, but he was a chucker.
Well, he's a chucker.
And he played everyone. He played Bangladesh 1,000 times. It's no offense.
No.
But chuck, you did.
Okay, hold on. So where's Nath? Nath's one. Hey, look at him. He's in the top 10.
1, 2, 3,
Is he 9?
5, 6, 7. Eighth all time. Nathan Lyon.
Him
Who
and-
we interviewed.
That we
It's on the
interviewed.
SEN next week.
Damn, dude. But look at, and then you look at Ravi Ashwin, 92 tests to Nath's 119. It's like,
What's his economy? 2.76 going real well.
and then comes in and bats his dick off.
Yeah, Ashwin's a beast.
Punters and dribblers, it's just come to our attention literally after we finished recording this podcast, but such is our commitment to Dribble and Yarn that Anthony Griffin, Hook,
He's been hooked.
he's been hooked. Now, I think we did actually say this at some point during the podcast.
I think you said that he was supposed to get sacked today. Monday. Apparently he's getting sacked tomorrow, Tuesday. Danny Wilder, the great and the powerful, come out, broken the story. Hook on the way out. See you later, brah. But the fact that we spent probably 20 minutes talking about replacements spoke to the fact that Hook was going to be...
And that we were on top of it.
Well, of course we're on top of it, Tom. We don't even need to get the news broken to us to know what's happening because we're tapped into something
Greater than
beyond the
ourselves.
realms of reality.
Greater than ourselves.
Yep. Yep.
So I just wanted to quickly mention
Varley
that.
Hook.
Varley Hook.
What does Hook do now? Group 11, Group 12.
I think Hook
Group
goes
13.
into a consultancy. I'm an assistant. I don't think he coaches. Maybe he goes to Super League, but again, I just don't know that you fucking...
Probably enough. I think
so.
you wrap it up.
It'll be interesting, though. I wonder if Ben Hunt leaves. That'd be nice. Come to Manly.
I think it'll be depending on who coaches him. Do you reckon Des Hasler's a sniff?
I would think so. I think he should be. I still don't understand why he's let go from Manly. Like, I don't. I know he's intense, but like pre-fucking Jersey saga, we were going well, and we didn't have Tommy because he was injured. So, no, I'm not going over old ground. It was a question from Eddie, and I felt the need to go there. I don't think Des should be ruled out.
I would be hiring him.
So would I.
Anyway,
That's us.
love yous all.
Shout out to the punter and the dribbler. As we said before, sign up to the Goers Run Club at sydneymarathon.com.au or just
No,
.com.
just .com.
I always say
You know what
.au.
you can do as well? Just go to Google and go Sydney Marathon.
Yeah. Sign up to Goers Run
way
Club. Keep an ear out for All Talk this week with our good friends at SEN. Watch your rugby league on KO. Drink bloke in a bar.
That's it. Another live stream Thursday night.
Punt with Neds. And check out Pilot for all your men's health needs.
Uru.
Ciao.
Could you two just not talk anymore?